Today we are going to be talking about dictionaries in Python. So how do we work with dictionary in Python? So today we are going to look at how to create a dictionary, assign dictionary values, update dictionary values, delete element from a dictionary, and look at dictionary operators, functions, and methods. The best way to look at dictionary is to think of it like a real dictionary that you normally use, the English dictionary or whatever language of dictionary you use. So it's made up of a key and a value pair. So let's say you look up an item in the dictionary, you have the word and you have the definition of the word. So there's always two items, the word and the definition. In the Python language and the programming language, it's called a key value pair. So we can say a dictionary is made up of a key value pair, right? Good. So you can actually create exactly the same thing using Python. So I'm going to quickly create a dictionary right now, and then we see how it works. The dictionary I'm going to create will be, let's call it year names equals, and now we are going to use curly braces. Remember what I explained to you before. When you're talking about lists, you have, let me just put a comment here. So when we are talking about lists, we use this, right? When we are talking about tuples, we use this one, and now we are talking about dictionaries. So if you're able to understand it this way, then you could easily learn programming, all right? So because these items will actually share things in common. Just give me 1 second. All right. So year names is equal to, and then let's say we have, let's use 3-letter acronyms for each of the months. I mean month names. And let's call it month names, month names. So we can actually continue writing it this way from January to December, but I've actually written this in out, so I'm just going to copy it and paste it in there so that will save the time to type out all this. So I'm going to just paste it, and I pasted just fine. So we've created a dictionary, and then, okay, why is it complaining? Say missing. Okay, this have a missing quotes here. All right, so let's see, why is this one complaining? Variable annotation cannot be combined with tuple unpacking. All right, this statement expected but found brace. Okay, so we need to close this. So these are some things. I wonder why I left the quotes open, and then I'm receiving all this error. Okay, so let's see. Variable annotation cannot be combined with tuple unpacking. So missing closing quotes here. Okay, let's see. So these are some things that happen when you are writing a program. You encounter errors, and having good debugging skills is actually very important to succeeding as a programmer. So why do we have this error? Missing closing quotes. Where? Missing closing quotes. Do I have any missing? Okay, I have it in June. So where else do I have missing closing quotes? All right, so we have these, we have these, we have these, we have these. So I'm going to go ahead to run this and see, let me see exactly what the problem is. So I'm going to just say run Python list. So everything is actually fine. So these red lines, I can't really say. So maybe it's the error that we detected, and then it have not really cleared, but there's no error in this code. All right, so we've created a dictionary called month names. So let's go ahead to start using it. Let's simply say print month names. So if I run this, it prints the month names from January to December, as you can see down there. So we now look at how to access values of items in a dictionary. So to access the items in a dictionary, you simply use the key. So for instance, if we want to print out the September value from the key, we can say print, and we use the name of the dictionary month names, and we specify the key, which is set. So at this point, we are telling the compiler to print out the value that corresponds to the key set. So if I run it, it prints out September. Maybe I'm going to take out this so that to not be confusing. So if I run it, it prints out September, as you can see. So this is actually how you can access values in a dictionary. Another thing you can take note of is that you can actually use any kind of key in a dictionary. So you can actually use the numbers. For instance, October is 10, September is something else like 9, and so on. And the rule that you need to obey in creating a dictionary is that the keys should be contiguous. So if I run, everything is fine. Okay, it says key error SEP is not found because I'm trying to print this, and SEP is no longer there. So I'm going to just replace it with 9. If I run it now, it's going to print September. As I was saying, the keys has to be unique. So you can't have two keys with the same name. Let's assume we have two keys with the same name. Let's say we have 9 and we also have 9 here. So if we try to run this code, it will give us if we try to run it, it will run fine, but it's actually breaking the rule of dictionaries. The keys actually should be unique. So let's see. So the next thing I would like to let you know is that you can actually update items in a dictionary. Let's say we want to update the value for January to something else. So we can assign it in the same way, like can say month name and use the key for January is JAN, and now we want to assign a value to it. Let me use a French word for January, or janvier. So I'm now going to, in the next line, I'm going to print out the, my enter key isn't working. What? Okay, let's see. Just give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to run this code and everything runs fine. So I'm going to print out the dictionary again, and let's see what comes out. Print out month names. So at this point, it actually should replace the first one. So you have Jan and you have Janvier assigned to it because I have actually updated the value there. Another thing you can do in a dictionary is to delete. You can delete an element from a dictionary using the key. So to do that, you simply use the delete function. So let's say I want to delete the second item. You say del and month name. Let's say we want to delete Feb. One important thing that is going to happen is it is going to delete both the key and the value from the dictionary. So if I run this code now, you'll find out that the second item, which is February, will no longer be in this place. So this is what you do to delete items from a dictionary. You actually use the delete function. So there are two things I want to remind you. One, the keys has to be unique. This is a violation. And secondly, keys are immutable. So we can actually assign another key to change the key, assign another kind of key to this place. So the keys, once they are created, they are created. So they are immutable. So dictionary works, keys works the same way like a string and also a tuple. So let's look at some methods on dictionaries. For instance, we can convert a dictionary to string using the string function. So let's say, let's print out the string representation of this dictionary. So string, and we give it month names. So let's see what happens. So at this point, it's almost the same thing prints out, but at this point, what we have is a string representation. So let me explain clearly what I'm saying. I'm going to copy this out and put it in this line and assign it to a variable. Str months is equal to, all right? So now I have str months to be the string representation of the entire dictionary. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to loop through all the items in the string months in this variable here and print them out. So for item in str months, seems my enter key is stuck. All right, so let's see a second. Okay, so let me use this line. So I'm going to just say print item. So at this point, it's going to list out all the items in the string. Okay, it's telling us name error str month is not defined. St months, all right. So there's an error here, st months. So let's print. All right. So let's see. As you can see, it's listing everything in just the characters. So what it means is that when I use str and created this new variable, it becomes one long string of characters, including the commas and the quotes. All of them become one long character. Let's change it and say st months. So let's print the original dictionary in a loop, using a loop, and let's see the difference. Month names, and I'm going to run this code again, and now you see that it prints out the items, which is actually the keys it prints out. So I could print out the values by specifying in this place. I could simply say item.value. I can't remember, but I print item for item in month names. For item in month names, okay, yeah, print month names item. So at this point, I expect it to print out the values. So you can see it prints out the values. So item represents the keys. So when you say for item in month names is iterating through the keys, and to get the value from the key, you specify the key in square brackets, and then it prints out. Another thing I would like you to know is about keys. So is a function called keys. Is a method, I mean, month names. Let's print out this month names dot keys. So at this point is going to method of the object. So I'm going to use this. Okay, good. So I'm calling this method. Each time we call a method, we need to use brackets. So if I say month_name.keys, it gives me back all the keys of these particular items. So the same way we can say month_name.values. So month_name.values actually gives us the values, a list of all the values in the item. So this is basically all you need to know about a dictionary data type. I want to let you know that you need to take some time to get your head around it. Try to create more dictionaries. For instance, I created one more I would like to paste. This one is the days of the week. So let's call it weekdays equals, and I'm creating this. My enter key kind of got stuck, but if I do it this way, so this I've created weekdays, and I've specified to be 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, and so on. So in the same way, if I just say print weekdays, and then I run it, it prints out the list days. I'm going to drag this up, so everything is printed as well. So I'm going to stop here. I'd like to thank you for viewing, and in the next lesson, we can now start going into, maybe we can start looking at classes. We'll start looking at maybe classes in Python, or how to create functions in Python.